This is actually episode 3 of our Impact with the Power of Video series. And so if you've been following along with me over the last, month or so, except for the little hiatus that I took, I have been sharing with you different ways of making a true impact with the use of video marketing as part of your marketing strategy. It is one of the anchor pieces that we work with as an agency for our private clients. It's also the anchor piece that I teach and I guide, I mentor, I coach other entrepreneurs through as well, because personally, for me, over the last 15 years, but really I've had this whole method refined for about 8 to 10 years now. That's really, video is really what has allowed me to grow and scale my business to what it is today. So welcome. If we haven't met yet, my name is Gina Tassanelli. I am the CEO and founder of Hype Media, as well as Stylishly Branded and Style Rebel Mama. And we work with high-level experts just like yourself that are actively seeking to become irresistible to premium clients as the go-to solution using social media with impact content, but without the overwhelm of trendy tech, because I know that that can really stop us. And I promise that if you follow along with me, if you learn from me, if you jump into any of my containers, you're going to know, and hopefully thankful, because I get this all of the time, that Gina, thank you so much for making this so practical and simple, yet super impactful. And so we do this with a very simple, scalable, holistic marketing system that ignites your influence into a bold, humanized presence in the online space. And so today, what I want to share with you as we continue this conversation is unlocking your unique edge. Because when you can do this really intentionally and purposefully, not just on video, but really within all of your content, this is the key to not having competition and to magnetizing clients. When you can show up this way, it really allows you to stand out, because as far as I know, we are not cloning human beings just yet, right? So there's only one of you. And so when you can really unlock your unique edge, that's what comes out of this. So let's dive in. There's 3 parts to this, to truly unlocking your unique edge with your content. And I'm talking specifically about video, but this works with all types of content, not just video. Okay. The first thing that most of us forget, and I feel like maybe some think that this is played out, but it's just a fact. It's the power of being authentic so that you build trust with your audience. Okay, so authenticity is what's going to differentiate you from your competition, but it also is going to allow you to build this deeper trust with your audience, which is a key factor to decision making when people are deciding on whether or not they want to purchase something. Think about how you buy. You typically, especially if it's like high ticket, you're not going to buy from some rando out there, right? You're going to scope people out, and you start to build this relationship, this connection, and this trust. So that's why we talk about the know, like, trust factor and eventually buy factor. And it starts with being authentic and just being real. Okay. So that's number 1. So this is something and I've shared this statistic before, but it just shows you the power of being authentic, being real. There are studies that show that 86% of consumers say that authenticity is important to them when deciding whether or not they want to support or like a brand and like a brand. Okay. And if they're going to support a brand, they're typically going to make a purchase, right? So one way that you can implement this, that you can execute it, so that I want to give you some, just clear guidance on what this means, is share a case study that shares your client's professional successes, maybe shares their failures, or maybe it's you. Share your own case study that shows your professional successes, your failures, and be transparent. This is going to help you to really increase engagement, because you're being a real human. Like, nobody wants fake, right? And so the more that you can do this and you can get into this habit of just really being vulnerable and sharing things that maybe you feel, nobody cares about, but they actually do care, because it's going to resonate, it's going to hit more than just being like surface level. Okay. I've shared with many in the past that, even for me, as somebody who coaches, consults, guides, mentors people through showing up as this bold, powerful presence on social media, for me, it's been a journey to get here. I didn't just, turn on the camera one day, hit record, and seem like this was super easy for me. It was the complete opposite. So I've done probably, and I've lost count by now, but it's definitely been over 1,000 or more live streams over the last 10 years or so. In the beginning, my armpits were sweating. Like, it was really uncomfortable. And that lasted for quite some time. It took some practice. But you come to me and you ask me, Gina, how can I show up live with confidence? And how do I know what to say? And, when do I say what to say? I got you. I'm your girl. But I needed that coaching as well. Okay. So it's just being real, just like doctors see doctors, therapists see therapists, coaches have other coaches, right? So same thing, no different. We're all human. Okay. So with the power of authenticity, you're going to be able to build that trust. So people know that, you have walked in their shoes. I have walked in your shoes. The second thing is you want to balance your expert insights with personal anecdotes. So I see one or the other most of the time. I don't see a good balance in between. And so intertwine your expert knowledge with personal stories that happen throughout your day, throughout your life, so that you can really humanize your brand. And this is going to make your content much more relatable, much more resonant, and it's going to increase your engagement. You are going to see people come out of the woodwork. Even people that you think aren't paying attention, that you wish were paying attention to you, they will start to pay attention to you, and you will stop the scroll because you're just being real and you're sharing personal insights. So there are studies that show that marketing messages that include a story, a personal anecdote, are remembered up to 22 times more than just facts. So if you're somebody that just throws out a lot of facts about your industry, maybe you are just constantly sharing tips, which is great, right? I talk to my clients a lot about creating content pillars, and tips is one of them, insights, right? But when we put these things out there, there needs to be a balance between in how you're articulating that message, just so that it's more resonant and it's different and it stands out. So include a personal story, attach a personal story to that. Okay, so here's a great example. Let's say you're a coach, for example, using personal stories of past clients. You don't necessarily have to mention who those clients are. And like if you share a story or a case study, or, I recently worked with a client that was dealing with blank, and using these tips, and then share your tips. This is how my client was able to go, from X to X, from A to B, right? So share more stories like that. And also just your own personal experiences of things that are going on, whether it's things going on in the industry, it could be something that is more just on a personal level, but tied into your business a little bit as well. And that's going to really allow for a higher increase in engagement, but also for lead generation. Doing things like this, like little, tweaking your content with little upgrades like this, can really up your lead generation by 40% or more. Because again, you're being resonant, you're being relatable. And then the third key to this is showcasing you. Okay, so being genuine, don't just be another face on social media that gets lost in the crowd. Emphasize how showing you, emphasize you, that is going to allow you to attract more of your ideal clients, because you're going to resonate with your ideal clients. And by the way, typically our clients are a reflection of ourselves, right? So you want to show more of you so that you get more of you to work with. Okay. Here's another stat. When personal brands personalize their marketing, or when experts, when professional service providers, when coaches, when consultants personalize their marketing efforts, there has been seen an uplift of 35% in client retention rates. Okay, so imagine acquiring 35% more business just from this one little technique, from adding more of you into your marketing. This is because it's showing that your business has personality and there is a real face behind that brand. So the thing is for us professional service experts, coaches, consultants, if you're a speaker, author, obviously, those types of industries or professions or titles, it's generally us delivering the service, right? Like I am the mentor, typically. I am the guide, I'm the consultant. Even with me, with my agency, it's usually, now that I think about it, it's usually me that's the one that's in contact with my client. So I am showing my face most of the time, not my logo. And that's, speaking more on a corporate level. As a personal service provider, as a coach, as a consultant, with Stylishly Branded, where I'm working with my program clients, right, with our mastermind clients, it's me, it's pretty much only me, the one that is having interaction with them. So I also need to make sure that I'm showing my face in my content and that I'm adding, personal anecdotes and sharing personal stories, right? So this is going to allow me, for my ideal clients, to see whose face is behind Hype Media or who's the leader of Hype Media and Stylishly Branded. All right. So one of the ways that you can do this too, without actually, you don't always have to show your face, but just to make it more personable, is to show like behind the scenes videos. A day in the life content works really well. Sharing personal challenges and how you overcome them. Simply grabbing your phone and just speaking straight into your phone for 30 seconds, for 60 seconds, sharing something that, happened today or this week or, recently that you can tie back into your business and to really share more of your ups and downs to entrepreneurship. And like I said, just sharing your journey. So that's showcasing more of you, your genuine self. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick little recap. So this is episode 3 of our Impact with the Power of Video series, unlocking your unique edge so you can magnetize more clients, which is the key to no competition, is to unlock your unique edge. So the first thing is building trust with authenticity. Okay, be authentic, differentiate yourself from your competition so that you can build a deeper trust with your audience. Number 2 is balancing your expert insights with personal anecdotes. And number 3 is using the technique of showcasing your genuine self in your content, whether that's behind the scenes, day in the life, struggles, challenges, how you overcame them, but sharing your personal journey. And until then, remember to stay social. Bye, guys.